The room is active. Screens are on. Windows stay open longer than necessary. Messages are sent without urgency, not rushed, not emotional, just sent. The indicator appears, then disappears. No reply follows. Work continues anyway. A document is opened, scrolled, edited in small increments, saved under the same name. Nothing announces itself. The day advances through actions that leave no trace outside the room. Coffee cools untouched. The same paragraph is reread, then rewritten with different words that do not change its direction. A notification appears, not related, dismissed. There is no pause to interpret the silence, no visible reaction, no adjustment. Tasks are completed in sequence, each one technically correct, each one internally closed. The absence of response does not interrupt movement. It is absorbed as background noise. Time passes without registering tension. Another message is typed, shorter this time, less context, sent. The screen remains unchanged. Work fills the space where acknowledgment could have occurred. Focus sharpens around details that do not require confirmation. A list is completed, checked off, archived. The system functions. No external signal validates continuity, yet continuity persists. Evening arrives without transition. Lights change automatically. The environment adjusts before awareness does. The earlier message is still unanswered. It sits where it was left, neither urgent nor resolved. Attention moves elsewhere. A file is closed, another opens. The cycle repeats without escalation. There is no internal marker indicating loss, no moment defined as failure. The absence does not register as absence. It blends into routine. Movement continues.
In another setting, activity follows a similar rhythm. Different tools, same continuity. A conversation ends mid-sentence, not abruptly, simply unfinished. The thread remains visible, unaddressed. The body adjusts posture. Hands return to the keyboard. Work resumes. No attempt is made to restore the exchange. No follow-up. No clarification. The interruption is treated as complete. Hours later, a task concludes successfully. Metrics align. Output matches expectation. There is no witness. Progress exists only inside the system that produced it. A notification arrives. It belongs to a different channel. Irrelevant. Ignored. The earlier gap remains intact. Another decision is made without external input. Correct by internal logic. Unchallenged. Movement remains efficient. A report is finalized, sent to a queue. No confirmation arrives. The system does not wait. Days accumulate through repetitions that resemble progress. Actions stack without reflection. Silence becomes structural. A meeting occurs. Participation is minimal. Observations are noted but not voiced. Afterward, work resumes at the same pace. No correction emerges from the environment. No reinforcement either. The absence of response is no longer contextual. It becomes ambient. Later, a result appears. It functions as expected. No reaction follows. The outcome does not echo back. Attention shifts to the next sequence. The cycle does not feel broken. It feels normal. Time compresses around function. The absence never becomes a problem. It becomes a condition. Repetition continues across contexts. A request is submitted. Proper format. Clear intent. No acknowledgment arrives. The request does not return. It remains unresolved but unchallenged. Work adapts around it. Energy is redirected toward tasks that do not require response. Autonomous processes. Closed loops. Efficiency increases. There is no friction to slow momentum. No resistance to question direction. Output improves. The system becomes more independent. Weeks pass without any explicit signal of reception. No rejection. No acceptance. The absence never escalates into confrontation. It simply persists. A new task begins before the previous one fully registers. Overlap replaces closure. The body remains active. The schedule fills. There is no visible deficit. Yet something accumulates. Not fatigue. Not frustration. A narrowing. Attention becomes precise but isolated. Scope reduces without announcement. Feedback channels are no longer checked. They exist but remain unused. The system functions better without interruption. Silence reinforces continuity. Another message arrives late, out of sequence, unrelated. It does not resolve anything. Ignored. The earlier gaps remain unaddressed. They no longer feel open. They feel absorbed. Movement continues because stopping would require recognition. Recognition does not arrive. The pattern sustains itself. At some point, the absence stops being noticed at all. Messages are sent less frequently, not intentionally, organically. Expectation adjusts downward without conscious decision. Work becomes fully internal. Results exist without reflection. The system no longer checks for response. It proceeds as if none is required. Silence is no longer interpreted. It is assumed. Time continues to pass without markers. No moment stands out as the shift. Only continuity. A new environment appears. Different context, same structure. The pattern holds. Requests are minimized. Dependencies reduced. Self-contained processes dominate. The absence no longer interrupts because it is no longer awaited. Nothing arrives because nothing is expected. The system remains functional, efficient, contained. There is no collapse, no visible cost, only a narrowing field of interaction. The pattern does not end. It stabilizes. Movement continues without return.